Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and I talk books and stuff. So we're back with another chaotic as hell book vlog. So I had absolutely no structure to my last one, and you could probably tell. I just was reading, and then when I remembered to film, I was filming. But I have started new books. I have finished a book and I'm doing splendidly. It is so good to be back. So I started off with Tunnel of Bones by Victoria Schwab, and I finished that quite quickly. Another 5 stars. I really enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed this one probably even more. And if you don't know, the first one, oh god, is... What's the first one? City of Ghosts. So, City of Ghosts is about Cassidy Blake, who experienced a near-death little thing and can now see dead people. Coincidentally, her best friend is a ghost, and her parents are paranormal investigators. And so it follows the journey of her and her parents as they travel to haunted places to film their TV show, and Cassidy has a lot of fun. And they're super easy to read. I mean, the font is like massive, and yeah, good times. But I also started Misery tonight by Stephen King, and I have read this before, but I haven't read it since high school, so I'm super excited to go into it with, a more mature mind. Stephen King is generally hit or miss for me. Like, some of his books are so amazing, and then others are just, I don't want to talk about at all. But Misery, I loved it so much when I first read it, so I'm really excited to get into it again, and I'm going to be watching the movie as well, so that's going to be super fun. But if you don't know, Misery is about a author who got into a car accident and is taken in by his #1 fan, who isn't exactly happy with how he left things in her favourite series, which I'm sure we can all relate to. But the character Annie Wilkes takes it so much further, and it is so good. And I've only read 28 pages so far, but it's intense. It's intense, and I love it so much. I'm very, very excited. With this next book, I do want to say that I got this before I found out all the controversy around the author, but I am reading Where the Crawdad Sings by Dahlia Owens, and I'm loving this, which I feel kind of bad for, considering the circumstances surrounding her and her family, but separating her from her book is, I'm really liking it. It's very good. It's essentially about a chick who grew up in the marsh, the swamps, whatever, and it's cutting back from her growing up in the marsh to present day, where a man has been killed. That's all I know so far. I couldn't tell you much more about it, but I'll let you know what I think when I finish it. And then finally, I'm reading Spawn by Sean Hudson, and let me tell you, I picked this up in an op shop for like $2, and I had no idea it was gonna be like this. It is so gross. If you're gonna read it, if you're even gonna go near it, please read the trigger warnings, because I was not prepared, I was not informed, and this is insane. And without giving too many gross bits away for the synopsis, it is essentially swapping between 2 different point of views of a guy who has been released from a psych ward after the tragic death of his mother and brother, in which he caused, and he is now working at a hospital doing some things. And the other point of view is from an escaped convict murderer dude. Haven't seen much of him yet, but Harold, I think that's his name, I'm pretty sure. Harold, the psych ward guy, bro, he cannot catch a break. I feel so bad for him, but at the same time I'm like, man, what is you doing? And the mental institution got him that job, and they did him dirty for doing that. Dirty. This book is so gross. Like, it's hard not to gag. And though, like, when I first picked it up, I read 90 pages in an hour. It was like no problem. And now I'm down to like 40 pages an hour because I just need a breather, need a cigarette every like 5 minutes because this is so intense. But those are the books that I'm currently reading, and I'm really excited. I'm pretty close to finishing Spawn and Where the Crawdads Sing, and I'm gonna be watching this movie as well if I can find it for free on streaming because we don't support that. But we are having fun. It's a cute little stack of books, and I have no doubt that I'll be finishing these two by tomorrow, if not tomorrow, and I should have Misery done the day after that, so it'll be interesting to see what comes next out of my little stack of horror books for October. It's gonna be a wild ride. It's probably gonna be more chaos, but you know, we're here for it. We love it. Anyway, I will see you soon with more updates. It is a new day, and I did quite a bit of reading yesterday, but not as much as I wanted. But it is 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to the library. So I am on the lookout for Pet Sematary by Stephen King and Mexican Gothic by someone that I can't remember. And it should be good. Our library is pretty small, so not sure if they're going to be there, but I'm gonna take you along with me. I'm going with my stepdaughter. She's probably gonna get 1.5 million books, so that will be interesting. But yeah, let's go. Okay, it has been a minute. My phone died while I was at the library, so I could not show you what it looks like, but I'm sure I will be back. I didn't manage to find Pet Sematary or Mexican Gothic, which makes me sad, but I do have Mexican Gothic reserved for when it's returned, so hopefully that comes in before the end of October. But they were having a sale, so I did pick up 2 books for 20 cents, which I'm pretty stoked about. So I got Red Sparrow by Jason Matthews. I saw the movie. It was like quite good, so oh my god, ew. So it should be interesting to see how the book is. I don't usually read like spy. It's a spy book, yeah. I haven't read any spy books before, so we'll see how we go with that one. But I also picked up The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater, which I honestly couldn't believe that I found. I mean, it's in hardcover. It looks to be in excellent condition, and it has no library binding on it, so I'm like, there we go. And those are the 2 books that I got from there. Reading update, I finished Hellraiser Volume 1, which was super good. It was a lot of gore and blood and horror, violence, everything I wanted in Hellraiser, so that was really good. I did just finish the audiobook for my best friend's Exorcism, and that was not it. I don't like that book. That was a solid 1.5, 2-star rating. It was so cringy and nothing really happened. I mean, it's like 300 plus pages and there wasn't a lot of exorcism things going on. I am about halfway through The Trench by Steve Alton. I'm reading that on Kindle Unlimited because Audible didn't have the audiobook, which makes no sense to me, seeing as it has book 1 and then books 3 to 6. How are you not going to have number 2? Like, that just confuses me. But I don't know how I feel about it because it's very conspiracy, political drama with the Megalodon, and I'm like, what happened to the first one where people were just dying every other page? You know? But I really do like Steve Alton's writing style, so I am definitely going to be continuing with all those books. I haven't finished Where the Crawdads Sing yet, but I do only have 157 pages, so I'm going to finish this today, hopefully. I'm really enjoying it, and I think I'm going to have like a little movie day and watch the movie as well, because it is so good. Like, I'm genuinely surprised at how good it is. And then with Spawn, I only have 130 pages left of this, but as you know, my reading pace has slowed down with this one because of how absolutely feral this is. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm excited to read the other book of his that I got at the same op shop. That's Slugs. It's called Slugs. Sorry. I mean, if this is like this, imagine what that one's like. Like, I'm so excited. And yeah, and then I'm still only 28 pages into Misery. I was focusing more on my audiobooks and Hellraiser yesterday, so I didn't really pick up any physical books. But we're gonna do some reading. We're gonna do some more reading, even though we just listened to 5 hours worth of audiobook. But we're gonna keep going, and it's going to be glorious. So I will see you soon with another update. Okay, so I'm back with another little check-in. I finished Where the Crawdads Sing. Okay, so the trial at the end was not it. They rushed through that so dang quickly. I would have liked to have seen more, like maybe with like the flashbacks, how they were jumping from, oh, she's a child, to, oh, she's an adult. Like, it would have been cool to see like the switch between, oh, here she is as a kid and here she is in court. But either way, I give it 4 stars. I absolutely loved this. I don't know what it is about it. It just felt so authentic, like with a coming of age story. Usually I hate that stuff because it's like everyone is the same, but this was so good and I really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited for the movie. Yeah. And then because I finished that one and I'm super indecisive, I got my stepdaughter to pick a book out of my October TBR, and she picked Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, which I'm super excited for. Stephen King said it's one of the best fantasy books he's read in years, so I'm like ready for it. And I think it's super fitting that like I'm reading this and I'm reading this, and he really likes this one, so I'm like ooh. And then I've only got 70 pages left of Spawn, and then I'm going to switch to Nosferatu, which was written by Joe Hill, which is Stephen King's son. It's all connected. So I'm super excited. I've only got like 70-ish pages left of this, and it's about to go down. I don't know how it's going to go down because there's only 70 pages left, and the two main people haven't even met, and nothing's really building to a peak, but at the same time it is, so I don't know where it's going to go or what's going to happen. Okay, so I just finished Spawn. Yeah, let me turn these off. If I can reach. Oh, I just finished Spawn, and listen, the very end, like the very end, was spectacular. Like the last page, I was like, yes. But most of those characters were not necessary whatsoever. like, at all. It was resolved way too quickly, way too easily. Like, you have this insane plotline and you did nothing with it. I feel like it needed to be longer than 287 pages. It needed to be longer because there was so much potential there. And for what? For what? In terms of like a horror novel, amazing. The gore, spectacular. But what happened? Nothing happened. You had this crazy psycho killer who escaped from prison. What did you do with him? You had this guy with a tragic past coming out of a mental asylum. And I can't say it because, like, trigger warnings, but... And you barely do anything with him. And then you've got the doctor. What does she do? Nothing. Or the cop? Nothing. The other characters? Absolutely nothing. It felt very two-dimensional. And I'm low-key kind of mad. Still 4 stars, though. Purely on gore. But I think I'm gonna end my little vlog here because I've read my books that I started with and I'm starting new ones. So all in all, like, I read Hellraiser Volume 1, I finished My Best Friend's Exorcism, I finished The Only Good Indians, I finished Spawn, I finished Where the Crawdads Sing, and I started Misery. We'll start 9000 and we'll start Nosferatu. So I think it's pretty successful, but I will be back next week with another vlog with more books because we're back and we're reading so much that I don't know if I can keep up with the filming because it's like so many books, so little time, you know. But I'm loving my reads at the moment, loving them. Did have 2-star reads, which was My Best Friend's Exorcism and The Only Good Indians. I didn't like those, but we have had a few 4-star reads as well, which I am super happy about. And hopefully next time I see you, you will get all my thoughts on Misery and 9000 and Nosferatu. The Trench. I'm going to be starting a non-fiction audiobook as well, called Kidnapped, so that'll be cool. But yes, I will see you soon. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget your joke on the way out. What do you call a guy filling a water jug? Phil.